Hi everyone, welcome again to our podcast. We're here in Texas at the Damon Forum, and I was very lucky to catch up with my long-term friend and colleague, Dr. Ed Lipskis. And Ed did his initial training in pediatrics, then did the orthodontic mini residency, and I know you've been heavily influenced by people such as Steve Olmos, etc. What percentage do you see of children presenting in mixed dentition with a malocclusion that also have underlying airway problems?
In 2015, we did 200 patients in a row and just evaluated how many of them had airway issues. And based on airways from the CBCTs, 85% who had airway issues that were obvious and that needed to be addressed and that were affecting their lives.
As you know, my research is just about to be published, and I think this is the first time that all the kids have had a formal PSG, right? And B, we looked at more than just OSA. I mean, you know Christian Gubernau quite well, and Christian himself regrets the fact he came up with these numbers to justify things. Do you touch a little bit on why most of the stuff we see in the literature talks 10-15% linking malocclusion to OSA? Why are you and I finding much bigger figures?
So the concept of AHI as the thing to measure is a terrible thing. Christian Gubernau, like you said himself, has admitted that that was the biggest mistake of his life. Mm-hmm. The things that he wishes were really included, and what I find too, are flow limitation and sleep fragmentation, the two biggest things. So there's studies from Johns Hopkins, Ann Halbauer, who's looking at disturbed sleep in children and effect on cognitive abilities and brain development. So what she's finding in the most severe cases, not only are the brains not developing, but the brains are breaking down. In the urinary products, there are breakdown products of neural pathway components. So, but just in kids who have disturbed sleep of any type, there are brain deficits that are forming. And in her studies, the average differences in IQ, which isn't the best thing to measure, but people understand it.
Yeah.
So the average differences for untreated OSA, if you don't begin treatment by about age 7 or 8, mm-hmm. the neurocognitive deficits that are permanent are 15 points of IQ.
Which they'll never recover from.
Right, exactly. So you have these kids that would have been brilliant that end up being very average. You have these average kids that have these issues that end up needing support for the rest of their life.
You and I have both been advocates of the think airway first, teeth last, right? And it's great to see at the Damon Forum, at the recent AAO. I'm hoping the brave new future is that every orthodontist will realize that their child coming in with crooked teeth, narrow jaw, retrograde mandible could also have underlying sleep issues.
The rationale for why is there a malocclusion in the first place is almost always airway related. There can be other issues too, you have TM joints, things that break down at an early age causing the ramus not develop fully on that side. But for the vast majority of these patients, airway is the issue. It's all about brain priorities. You have a deficiency in the way that the airway is functioning. That's the highest priority the brain has, just about, is to make sure that there's oxygenation. You can not eat for a long time, you can not drink water for days, you can't breathe, then you're in big trouble. So the priorities that the brain has to make adaptations and changes to the way the face grows, and not just the face. If the patient has to posture in weird ways in order to accommodate opening the airway maximally, there's consequences all up and down the spinal cord to the way the posture. We have patients that are misdiagnosed with all these spinal, abnormalities, and guess what? When you improve their airways, change that postural compensation, all those things go away.
Chicken and egg scenario, which came first? Is the malocclusion causing the compromised airway, or is the compromised airway resulting in the malocclusion? What are your thoughts on that?
So my opinion, and there's some research backing this up, is that the airways seem to be, the predecessor for it. Certainly, if you look at, Daniel Lieberman's stuff from Harvard University about, the way that we eat now being so different, carbohydrate increase, leading to inflammation. So if you got inflammation of the nasal airway, leading to low tongue posture, and that low tongue posture leads to maxillary lack of development. then that's what gives you those malocclusions. I can see scenarios where it'd be possible either way, but I think the vast majority is, these issues that affect the airway, then leading to this underdevelopment.
Always great to catch up with you, and keep up the good work,
All right, you too.
spreading the good news.
Appreciate everything you do too.
Pleasure.